Getting used to shooting in Conseco. The rims are tight. Yeah, we played at Lafayette Jeff, they were loose. Obviously playing at Plymouth for 5 games in a row, we got used to them. So it'll be interesting to see how we shoot at Conseco, because even the backboards are different. Everything about it's different. I told the guys to focus on the front edge of the rim because it's orange like every rim we've shot at, and it's 10 feet high, but the background, the height of the ceiling is a little higher than here. And everything's, but we still enjoyed it. I mean, it was a blast to be at Conseco.
What can you accomplish in 1 hour?
Just a lot of shooting. Just trying to get as many shots up as possible from the free throw line. All areas of the floor that we shoot at during games. Anything and everything that we can as far as getting familiar as best we can with shooting in that facility.
Last week I asked you if you'd received any well-wishers, any coaches, and you said, I don't know, maybe we have to get to Conseco before we get any well-wishers. So I'm asking you the same question 1 week later. Have you heard from any coaches or people you haven't heard from in a while?
I've heard from a lot of people. When I said that last week, I said that kind of jokingly, and you did mention that in the paper. You didn't make me look too bad, Val, but I have. We went for a walk today, my wife and I, around Manitou Heights, and I carried my phone with me because Dan Dockish was supposed to call at some point and wants to have a conversation with me on his ESPN show they have in Indy. But he never called, but about 10 people did in the course of me walking 1.5 miles with my wife. And the well-wishers have been incredible. I need to go up and check my emails here at school because I know there'll be a lot from people that email me, and it's been fun. I mean, lots of congratulatory messages and people from the old community of Star City, many who will be there on Saturday, and from Winnemac. So, I know even with Coach Reinhold when he coached a little bit.
There were quite a few Winnemac people there at Lafayette Jeff.
There were. So, I think that there will be more at Conseco, so we're just looking forward to it.
I think it was after the Plymouth game in the sectional, and you joked that you were maybe better at halftime speeches than you were at pregame speeches. How do you get off to a good start on Saturday?
I decided to implement my halftime speech at pregame. And, really, I did. I mean, you're right. The coaching staff talked about it. These guys like to be fired up. I can't explain. They're a group that are highly motivated, but at the same time, sometimes there needs to be a spark or something that dials them in. And we're to a point now where it's like Bruce has been saying, guys, we've come this far. Let's finish it. And, we feel the same way, and I don't think that there's anything that I want to take for granted. So before we took the floor at Lafayette Jeff, I was very intense, challenged them very hard, and I thought we came out and we had focus, but I don't think we were ready for what the officials allowed and how physical it became. And so that was my halftime speech, was that focus is one thing, but being willing to take a hit out there 25 feet away and then turn the corner anyway on them and keep attacking, versus what we did, which was, wow, where's the foul mentality? That's what had to change in the second half, and that was my halftime speech, and obviously that did change.
Who have you played so far that most resembles Princeton?
I think Culver Academy and Gary Roosevelt. Probably more Gary Roosevelt because of the athleticism across the board that Roosevelt represented and what Princeton represents. So we know and have great respect for their athletes, and there are many.
How unique of a matchup problem is Trevor George? He had 25 against Greensburg.
Well, I think as unique as anybody we had when we played the last 2 championships when it came to Roosevelt and came to Delta. So every player that at this level that we've played in the last 2-3 weeks have been very good. I mean, these teams get there because there's at least one player that leads them, like Bruce does us, yet you have a complementary group of players that run with those great players. So in the case of Princeton, there's no question that whether it's Austin Lowe or Bruce Grimm or Colt Meadows, their assignment will be similar as it has been in the past.
How would you describe Jaylen Packer as a player? Is he more of a pure point guard? Is he more of a point guard that looks to score?
I think
himself?
My impression, he's more of a pure point guard, but can score. He took the ball from their coach when he was a freshman, and then obviously where they are today through that process. I think if you talk to their coach, from what I've seen and even some of the quotes I've read from him, I think he identifies their success in the last couple of years with their point guard. And that tells me that that's a young man who knows how to win and how to involve his teammates.
Does Princeton like to run